Welcome back. Now let's recap the Cambridge South Dorchester Vikings season. What a year it was for CSD.
A fantastic ride. They literally went the distance down to the final seconds of the championship against who one reporter for the Baltimore Sun said was the best team in the entire state, Edmondson. The defending champions in 1A, Edmondson West side, coming out guns blazing. They led by 9 after a quarter of action. After falling behind by double digits in the third, Cambridge comes back multiple times to tie things up at 47. And we go to the fourth quarter. Vikings continuing to fight in the fourth. Pinder driving, and that floater was good. Cambridge trying to mount a furious comeback late. Falls just short, though, as Edmondson winning back-to-back state championships. Cambridge South Dorchester falls 69-65. The Vikings winners of 25 games. They were Bayside Conference champions, regional winners, 1A state runners-up. These kids were phenomenal this year. We talked to Sean Tucker after the game. Told him, you should be proud of these guys, and he knows it. He absolutely knows it. He loves these kids, and I don't remember a team that had as much fight as this team had.
Brandon, obviously, from start to finish on this season, I think they were definitely a title-worthy team. They proved it again and again, but they just fell just short, obviously. But either way, they're going to be a team that the Bayside Conference as a whole is going to remember for years to come. Brandon, obviously, you were at that game. Tell me about what you saw from the Vikings in that game, in that heartbreaking
Look, here's the thing about Edmondson. They're defending champions for a reason, and you saw the talent on the court with that team. They were Baltimore City champions, and they also won the state championship for the first time in that head coach's career, the most wins for that head coach in his career this year. They went up against a monster squad, and they almost pulled it off. It was a fantastic game by Cambridge South Dorchester.
They were fantastic. Now that the basketball season is officially a wrap, what about the rest of the Bayside? Who are the best of the best? So we got to start with the all Bayside South team. Obviously, David Chandler from Decatur becoming the first player to be named the offensive and defensive player of the year. And yeah, he was really good for the Decatur Seahawks. They had a really good season as well. He was joined by his coach, B.J. Johnson, named the Bayside South Coach of the Year. But there was a couple other Seahawks that made the first team. New Seahawk Kareem Bolden and Bryson Coleman were first teamers. Plus, Bennett's star guard duo, Jace Hudson and Sakai Smolin.
Yeah, it was basically Decatur and Bennett the entire time.
That's basically what it was. And that final spot occupied by Jaden Hudson.
Formerly from Decatur.
So basically, just anybody that went to Decatur or Bennett, you were on the first team this year. So congrats to those boys who made the first team appearance. Now we got to go up north as well. Obviously, Brandon, a few players from Cambridge had to make the team. LaShawn Moody, named Player of the Year in the North. He averaged 25 points a game, leading the Vikings all the way to the state championship, joined by his teammate Kobe Enos, who was an inside-out monster. You didn't want him living at the rim or slamming it down like that.
But he could make threes.
Exactly, so it was impossible to guard him, but he wasn't the only one that was great in the Bayside North. Marshall Bailey joined them on the first team, obviously led the Warriors to the regional final.
I could see him winning Player of the Year next year.
Yeah, he was only a sophomore this year, so he's got a lot of potential. Then the other two spots filled up by Queen Anne's Vince Gilberto and Colin Wolford, two standout players, helping the Lions win their first regional title, I believe, since 2018.
All right, now to the girls' side, the Lady Tribe, heavily represented. Of course, they went undefeated until the semis. The all Bayside South team, here it is. Waicomico's star sophomore, Selah Foreman, already has 1,000 points, named Player of the Year in the Bayside South. Should win the next 2 years as well as a sophomore. Star guard leading the way for the Y-High Tribe. All season long, they were 26-0 in the semifinals. They won the Bayside Championship. Went all the way to the semis. She was joined on the team by two of her teammates, Gabrielle Corbin and Carlissa Johnson. The Parkside Rams wrapping up the other two spots, Zion Ogie and Diamond Dixon. Those are two fantastic players as well. Y-High head coach Willie Downing was also named Coach of the Year as he led Y-High to their first Bayside Conference championship since '85.
Yeah, they were really great. The Tribe, I mean, undefeated.
Should be back next year as well.
Absolutely, and undefeated until the state semifinals. I mean, that might be more impressive.
It was a very memorable basketball season in the Bayside.
Yeah, especially the Tribe. Now, coming up, Chief Meteorologist Rich Werdzik will be back tracking the coastal storm that's supposed to hit Delmarva.
And your latest headlines from across Delmarva. Keep it right here. You're watching DSI.
Hi, my name is Curtis. I'm a coach at Pocomoke High School, and you're watching the Delmarva Sports Insider.